Health educator Goody Howard says that traditions are peer pressure from dead people. Kinda agree. Greetings and salutations. This is your girl Outspoken Diva, and let's have a talk about it, shall we? Did my fingers too weird? Oh well. Okay. If you have been watching previous videos, and I keep saying that the answer is yes, the question is, have you moved? Because I know some of y'all had that question, right? And the answer is yes. Yes, I moved from my home of, we'll say, from 40 to 46 years, give or take, because of college. Uh, my mom and I moved in with my sister and her family, her husband and her son and granddaughter on the weekends, and the dog. And we all got a house together. We no longer live in Dallas City, the city of Dallas. We do live in Dallas County. I'm not ready to tell y'all which suburb I'm in yet, but yeah, just know, yeah, I'm still in Dallas County. So yeah, when I say it's so cold in the D, I have to say DFW, you know. So yeah, even though it's so cold in the D, is really about Detroit, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Anywho, so of course that, but when you move, certain things change, like holidays and traditions, and what are we gonna do and all that kind of stuff. We moved on November 1st, so that was around Christmas. I mean, not Christmas time, Thanksgiving time. So me and my sister cooked. My mom made her famous green bean casserole. And we had some, one of my cousins on my grandmother's side, my mother's mother's side of the family came, and my brother-in-law's mother and aunt came, and one of my best friends came over. So, and of course, my nephew had friends in and out. So yeah, we just had it low key thing, but of course, so that means the holidays are not the same, right? I don't have a problem with the concept of the holidays are not going to be the same or not the same. Have no problem with the actual statement itself. Because as we get older, they cannot be the same. Eventually, that's why let me put up this thing that I saw, this meme that I saw earlier today. I'm dressed like this because I'm actually on my way to bed, but this was earlier today. I saw this. And I was like, yeah, I mean, duh, and I don't have a problem with the statement itself. The holidays are not the same. I have a problem with some of the people who actually say it. And in my family, and people who are biologically related to me, a lot of them are not shocked when I say things because I say it more often, especially those on, again, my mother's side of the family, my granny's side, my grandmother, we called her granny, her side of the family. The cousins that are in my generation, they are not shocked because when people in our generation say things, like, when are we going to get together? And you can only say that for so long with me. And I'm going to be the one when you plan something. Everyone knows, even in my friend groups, the person that asked the question is the person that needs to be planning the things. So, it's not, and it's not because I have, some people feel like it's because I'm resentful because I was the one in my grandmother's house, having to fix Uncle so and so a plate, move this. So as soon as Thanksgiving break started, we had to move the leaf into the table. If you don't know what a leaf is on your dining room table split in half, and then you put this piece in the middle to lengthen the dining room table. Yeah, I was one of the kids that was helping to put that in, those kind of things. We was always, working because the holiday was at Granny's house because I lived at Granny's house, Granny and Papa's house. So, some people are always like, no, you say that because, no, I don't say that because. I say that because I have a problem with people who the holidays are not the same since blah blah left, since blah blah passed away, blah blah is gone. Uh, the holidays are not the same because we moved here. The holidays is not the same ever since this event happened. My thing is, of course, the holidays are not going to be the same, but what were you doing when the holidays were the same? Were you in the kitchen with Aunt So and so learning the whatever? Back in my blog days, I shared my sweet potato recipe. That was one of the things my mother's father's sister, Aunt V, she was losing her touch with sweet potato pie, and that was probably the only thing that she really made good. So I made it a thing to learn how to make sweet potato pie. You know, so I won't be going, the sweet potato pie is not as good. Ain't so and so, ain't V used to make the sweet potato pie. I know people who love these particular dishes, and you'll rather let that dish go to the grave without you ever learning to make that dish. But then you want to moan and complain and say, I sure do. The holidays ain't the same ever since, and we don't get to have so and so's whatever, ham, coconut cake, or whatever. Uncle so and so show did make some good, moonshine. Or whatever it is, the people, whatever it was, or we used to go over so and so's house. Yes, some people like to say, well, yeah, you got to start your own traditions. Yes, you do. But the people who always complain and say that the holidays are not the same, they're always the ones, in my opinion, that's always doing that, but they weren't around when the holidays were the same. You were the ones who let things die because you never, when did you pick up something to do? You know, were you the one to offer up your house? Were you the one to get in the kitchen and learn the recipes? Were you on the grill learning how to make the whatever or fry the turkey or whatever? Were you the one to learn how to uh, do the cards, make the place settings or whatever? No, you just rather sit there and go, the holidays are not the same, so I do so and so, and I do so and so. I challenge you all, those of you who still have traditions left, or those who make the traditions and stuff, especially those of you who are under 35, I challenge you to learn of the traditions so the holidays don't have to be not the same, so that they can feel the way you want them to feel when these events happen. I challenge everyone. Go in there, go find, see if you know where the old recipe to the whatever is around. I still have my grandmother's cookbooks. I know which I know some of her recipes to make whatever, but then I also learned to do them. So, but my cousins know, there are certain things, when my grandmother was still living, I have a cousin who was like, I sure do miss Granny's coconut cake. And I'm like, learn how to make it. And he would look at me like, you rather, learn how to make it. So, you know, don't let it go into the ground. That's how I felt about it. These are the things that I feel about. I know people who, they have learned, now that they do the hosting, they've learned their grandmother, how to do, make the stitch. Every time there's a child born, they learn how to do the quilt, and they keep the quilts going, and all of those traditions that y'all want to have. Make sure while these the matriarchs and the patriarchs and the elders and the aunts and the uncles are still living, learn those things. Okay, I challenge everyone, and those of you who are not in the position to do to do that, find out. Go look, go do the research. Maybe your mom, maybe your aunt, maybe your uncle know how to do those things. Maybe there's an older cousin that knows how to do those things. you know Instead of going, the holidays are not the same anymore. They're never going to be the same anymore. But you can't let those things die. If you want to keep them alive, you have to do the work to keep them alive, because no one's going to do it for you. We all going to go on and push on with our lives, and we're going to remember what we want to remember. Okay? That's my challenge for you for this holiday and every holiday ever. I mean, from now on, find out how to do something that you used to do. Okay, if your I know traditions of and we used to have them, the apple, the orange, the little nuts, and the peppermint candy bags. Find where you can go get those at. If that's a tradition of yours, those type of things. I still buy, whether I'm still the only one eating it or not. I still buy a popcorn can. I still buy that popcorn can that you can get the butter, the cheddar, and the caramel corn. I only eat butter and cheddar corn, but that's Christmas to me. Okay, I don't just depend on, well, my grandparents passed. That used to be the thing my grandmother bought. No, before my grandmother passed, I bought them because that's what I wanted. Okay, that's what you do. And yeah, the family goes and they go get them some. It's there for them to have. Whether it's going to be at my home, whether it's at my grandmother's home or one of my cousins' homes, I'm going to bring, or my aunt's home, I'm going to bring the popcorn can. Just keep what you want to keep alive. You keep that alive. You learn to do that. You do the research, okay? All right? Stop letting the holidays not be the same. Be a statement that we always whining and complaining about, okay? All right? All right, guys. Happy holidays. Yeah, my sister has put up her tree. So that's what I was, showing y'all a picture of. She's got the tree up. She has to do the decor. So yeah, and yeah, I put my tree up in a week or so. That'll be the second Sunday. I'm gonna still keep that tradition, whether we're not on the house in Dallas or not. Gonna keep that tradition. That tradition was that was the only Sunday that we had that we weren't busy with doing. Our family wasn't busy doing something. So my grandfather was like, you know what, second Sunday, that's when we put the tree up, and that's when we put the tree up. That's when we put the tree up. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, what traditions are you going to go do some research about so you can make it feel the same, a little bit more to you? What you gonna do? Leave that down below in the comment section on this video, or the comment section of the social media site that you see this on, and or you can always shoot me a email at the email address down below. Okay, in the description box. Okay, happy holidays, and yeah. Give someone some love, but especially yourself also, okay? And yeah, talking to you in adult terms.